Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Some MCs should call me sire. To roll my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Now we rock up funny and come correct. All sets are on time and rhyme connect. That's the right to flow and good elect. Another rapper can't stand us, but give us respect. I wanna rock.
Back in 1955, man didn't know about a rock and roll show. No man's got white man had the schmaltz, black man had the blues. No one knew they was gonna do what Tchaikovsky had to do. Oh, let me rock. You know what I want. I love rock and roll. Good night time in the jukebox, baby. And it came to pass. The rock and roll was born. Right across the land, every rock and band going up the song. And the guitar man got famous. The business man got rich. And everybody was a superstar. With a spirit. Let me rock. You know what I want. I love rock and roll. Good night time in the jukebox, baby.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Oh, Lord,
almost over now. And it came to pass. The rock and roll was born. Love across the land, every rock and band going up strong. And the guitar man got famous. The businessman got rich. And everybody was a superstar. With a spirit. Let me rock. You know what I want.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for night one, well, race one of the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series here tonight from the virtual Kokomo, from the virtual Knoxville race. Well, I don't know why I was thinking Kokomo, but we get set for what is the first of two heat races. No qualifying in the program, straight into two heats, followed by a quick little warm-up session, then a 40-lap main event. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. Heat number one, Craig Bristol will line up from the pole position. Brian Wax lines up at a position number 2. Rick Gibson will start from position number 3. Scott Schroyer lines up to the outside at a position number 4. Clifford Driscoll will start from position number 5. Then you go to the outside, it's Clayton Hack for Top Tier Motorsports will start from position number 6. And Brandon Gibbs will start from position number 7. Seeing as no qualifying, it is all randomised heat racing action here for the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified. A doubleheader for tonight and a doubleheader for next week right here on Ultimate Dirt TV live across the social media pages. Thank you so very much for tuning in here and spending your, what is Tuesday, Wednesday, what are we? Thursday for me. Wednesday night for you guys. I apologise, I had no idea what night and day it was, but we get ready for heat race number 1. Everybody will go to the show. Now important, the winner of heat number 1 will start from position number 4. So there's an inversion for the heat race for the A main. So winner of heat 1 will start from position number 4. The second place car will start from position number 2. Heat number 2 winner will start from position number 3. And second place finisher in heat 2 will start from the pole position. It's quite simple. The inversion is 4 for the heat for the feature races. We get ready to line up heat number 1. Looks like Craig Bristol is opting to go to the tail end of the field. That will line up and that will move up the inside row. Heat 1 of the Stars Motorsports UMP Modifieds. We'll have super late models in about 1 hour's time. We get set for the first heat of the night. 2 heats for the UMP Modifieds here in the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. We are green, and it'll be Rick Gibson to lead the field. How about I get that one right? Lead the field down into turn 1 and 2. Clifford Driscoll in car 63 will immediately go up into position number 2. Brian Wax will fall back into position number 3. Here comes the 34. Brandon Gibbs trying to get by Scott Schroyer in the 57. Meanwhile, there's a challenge on for the race leaders. Gibson holds on to position number 1. Driscoll now works down to the inside through turn number 1 and 2. Driscoll inside, Gibson to the outside. Driscoll has got the race lead down the back straightaway down into turn number 3 and 4. He's got the bottom side rolling. Then you go back battle on for 3rd and 4th position. Schroyer on the inside of Brian Wax as they go wheel to wheel and door to door down into turn number 1. Gibson has cut it back down to the inside, up letting Driscoll go on by for the race lead, but the battle is on for 3rd, 4th and even 5th position. Clayton Hack watching this battle between Schroyer and Wax unfold right in front of his very eyes. Schroyer slides up. Wax going to now turn it back down to the inside as we work down into 1 and 2. Lap 3 is in the books. 5 laps left to run. Halfway home next time by. Here comes Clayton Hack to the outside on Brian Wax as Wax looking to get shuffled back from the outside of the front row. Getting shuffled back to position number 5. Crossway sticks are out. 4 down, 4 to run. Heat race number 1 of 2 here at Knoxville, sprint car capital of the world. It's Clifford Driscoll, half a second lead over Rick Gibson. Scott Schroyer in the 57 on screen. And you go back to Clayton Hack, car 51. And Brian Wax in 5th, Brandon Gibbs in 6th, Craig Bristol in position number 7. Driscoll again continuing to drive away from Rick Gibson. Although I tell you what, Rick Gibson, he's trying everything, throwing everything in that Animal Racing number 3A machine, or 3B machine. Or is it 38? Oh, I'm just going to call it the number 3 machine. 2 laps left to run. Schroyer got some company with the 51 entry of Clayton Hack as they try to run down Gibson in that number 3 machine. White flag is out, 1 to go for Clifford Driscoll. Almost opening up a 1 second lead as we work down the front straightaway. Half a mile to run. 4 turns, we'll make it 2 turns. They work out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Into corner number 3 is your race leader, waiting for him to exit out of corner number 4. Clifford Driscoll going to be victorious in heat race number 1. Barney the Racing Flagman will wave to check it out. Second will go to Gibson. Third will be Scott Schroyer at the line ahead of Clayton Hack in 4th. Brian Wax 5th. Brandon Gibbs in 6th. And Craig Bristol in position number 7. Let's take a look at your official results. Heat race number 1. And how they finish. So Clifford Driscoll will get the win, which means he will start position 4 in tonight's main event. Rick Gibson will start outside the front row after coming home in second spot. Scott Schroyer, Clayton Hack, Brian Wax, your top 5. Brandon Gibbs, Craig Bristol to make up the 7 cars in heat number 1. Heat number 2 will line up like this, starting from position number 1, driving car number 74, that's Tyler Hamrick, to the outside of the front row, driving the X-Old Esports Racing 011 machine. From position number 2, that is Joey Reeder. Rolling up inside your second row from position number 3, piloting car number 10, that's Donald Ingram. To the outside, the HRT Sim Racing car number 81, Wesley Gwaltney lines up at a position number 4. And from position number 5, driving car number 77, that's Warren Samoy to the outside from Des Moines, Iowa. Driving car number 515 from position number 6, that is Chris Cox. Chris Cox in the 515 will wrap up what is the 6 cars in heat race number 2. I get the feeling we should watch this one from the infield. Something a little different. Again, just changing up the camera angles. We work down the front straight away. The field gets the 1 green signal. And the field is in the hands of the 74 entry of Tyler Hamrick. Joey Reeder outside the front row. Keep an eye on Ingram, Gwaltney in that second row. Samoy Cox to make up row number 3. Hello, Jesse. Welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV, and welcome everybody to Ultimate Dirt TV. We hope you enjoy the coverage of the Stars Motorsports UMP modifieds. We'll have these super late models. Super late models in roughly 1 hour's time. Green flag is out. Hamrick jumps on the throttle. And we go green here in Knoxville. 3 wide for the race lead immediately down into turn number 1. Who's going to have it down the back straight away? It'll be Hamrick in the 74 machine, but Reeder sneaking up to the inside. Will he go for the slide job? Well, you're damn right he will. He'll slide up in front of Hamrick. Hamrick gets into the rear bumper. Gwaltney now goes on by. Ingram and Cox, they work it side by side. Cox in the 515. Now it gets down to the inside, 3 wide, almost down now to turn number 2 and down the back straight away. Ingram falling back to position number 4, but the battle is on for second and third. Gwaltney and Cox. Gwaltney in the 81, Cox in the 515. Joey Reeder, your race lead as they work down the front straight away. Gwaltney takes the front, takes the nose off the 515 as he cut it down to the bottom into turn number 1. Cox going back to the top shelf in through 1 and 2. Do the same, he'll go above the slick in turns 3. Will he stay up there in turn 4? I'm surprised nobody's running the fluff at the moment. Can be very, very quick around here. Reeder continues to lead the way. Here comes Gwaltney now. I'm going to challenge Reeder for that number 1 position. Side by side as we work down the back straight away. Gwaltney, Cox, and Reeder. That's your top 3 on screen. Gwaltney 81. Reeder in the 011 machine, and then Cox in the 515. We are officially halfway home here in the final heat race of the evening. No B main, straight into a 3-minute warm-up session, then a 40-lap main event. Who will start inside the second row and who will start on pole? That's what is on the line for first and then second. You win heat race number 2. You'll start position 3 in the main event. If you come second in heat 2, you'll start on the pole. Slider from Gwaltney on Joey Reeder. Joey Reeder, where does he go down the back straight away? He'll tuck in line behind the 81, so a lot on the line. For second and third position, a first place starting spot or a 6th place starting spot. It's as simple as that. 2 laps left to run. Cox again goes above the slick. Gets a run on Reed as he works down the back straight away. A little over, about a 1/10 of a second between the pair as they work down into 3 and 4. Cox giving a little pop there to Joey Reeder. Backs out of it was Chris Cox, and Joey Reeder still holds on to the runner-up position, but now Cox dives down to the inside. White flag is out. 1 to go for Wesley Gwaltney. Chris Cox with a slider on Reeder. Reeder back down to the inside. Who's it going to be down the back straight away? Into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat number 2 going to be victorious and taken out by Wesley Gwaltney. Second will go to Chris Cox. He'll start on pole the main event. Joey Reeder will come home third. Donald Ingram, Warren Samoy, and Tyler Hamrick. A very, very close finish for positions number 5 and 6 as we take a look at your official results. Heat race number 2 coming up on your screen. It's going to Wesley Gwaltney getting the win over Chris Cox. Joey Reeder coming home third. Donald Ingram in 4th. And how about that 1/1000th of a second between Warren Samoy and Tyler Hamrick for positions number 5 and 6. We do have a 3-minute warm-up session scheduled as the cars make their way onto the racetrack. So while these drivers do make their way onto the racetrack. Again, 3 minutes of warm-up just to get their cars dialed in. I'm not sure if it's fixed setups or open setups. It might be fixed setup racing. I'll have to confirm that one with race control. But we are watching the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. Don't forget, we'll have the super late models in just under 1 hour's time. The session will go up in about 33 minutes time. There is an extended warm-up session should this A main just roll over into the opening part of the practice that one. So they do have an extended practice session, but it will only be once the race is finished. The drivers will have about 15-20 minutes to get into the server, and then we will figure out a time on what time we're going to go back live again. There'll be 2 different streams going up for the Stars Motorsports UMP Modifieds and Super Late Models. Just quickly, we're going to step aside. Open sets. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for that one. So just with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll play a commercial thanks to our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll come back with your main event. You're watching Ultimate Dirt TV and the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series here from Knoxville. And just like that, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Coverage of the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series here tonight from the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. And don't forget, once again, the super late models will play host to the final race on the evening. Again, doubleheader here with the Stars Motorsports and Ultimate Dirt TV. We hope you're enjoying the coverage. Again, we get back into the full swing of things. We've got a busy schedule here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Tomorrow night we have some pro late model action. Then Friday night we will have 360 wing sprint cars. Then of course we'll do it all again next Tuesday night, I think. No, maybe we'll, if not next, it'll be doubleheader next Wednesday night with the Stars Motorsports. And then a Thursday night, Friday night show once again. Anyhow, enough about that. We are here right now for the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen, at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid from back to front. From position number 13, it's Craig Bristol. Row 6 to the outside, Tyler Hamrick will start from position number 12. From position number 11, it's Brandon Gibbs in the 34. Position number 10, Warren Samoy. Position number 9, Brian Wax. Position number 8, Donald Ingram. Position number 7, Top Tier Motorsports entry of Clayton Hack. Position number 6, Exiled Esports Racing 011 of Joey Reeder. Position number 5, the 57 of Scott Schroyer. Position number 4, Heat 1 winner of Clifford Driscoll in the 63. Position number 3, HRT Sim Racing Heat 2 winner of Wesley Gwaltney. And your front row for tonight's Stars Motorsports UMP Modified main event, from the outside of the front row, driving the 38, it's Rick Gibson. And from Des Moines, Iowa, piloting the 515, from position number 1, that is Chris Cox. So, 40 laps is the distance. Oh, God, have I missed you guys. God, have I missed you guys. Yes. Thank you, Rob. Please get him to change his info. If he doesn't know how to change it, get him to send me a message and I can get him and tell him exactly where to go on how to change that one. So, keep that in mind. Green flag ready to wave here at Knoxville for the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. 40 laps on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get naughty for 40. Who will take out the UMP modified main event? Let's find out. The Des Moines, Iowa 515 driver, Chris Cox, is going to lead the field to the front straight away down into turn 1 and 2. Gwaltney immediately to the inside on Gibson in the 38 machine. Then you go back to Clifford Driscoll. I think Driscoll and Gwaltney are really going to be ones to watch here after both picking up heat race victories. But in saying that, Chris Cox has got an open and a clear track in front of him. Plenty of laps to run. We've completed lap number 1 of 40. Driscoll to the outside on Gwaltney. Here comes Driscoll. Boy, I tell you what, the 63 is hooked up already as he tucks in behind the 38 of Rick Gibson. Top five from nose to toe. We go back and look at Scott Schroyer, Clayton Hack, Donald Ingram. Couple of cars trying to work their way through the fields. Warren Samoy trying to get up on the inside of the 74 entry of Tyler Hamrick. Keep an eye on the times between Chris Cox and Rick Gibson. 2/10 of a second. Battle is on between the 10 entry of Donald Ingram and the 57 of Clayton Hack. They try the 51 of Clayton Hack, the 57 of Scott Schroyer just in front of Clayton Hack, but Hack going to get past there by Donald Ingram as they work down the back straightaway. Fireworks still going off. Here comes Gwaltney down to the inside on Driscoll, but Driscoll able to fend off the challenge. Continue to tick another lap off in the books. 36 remaining. There's your top 3 on screens. We work past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. It's still Chris Cox leading the way in the 515, but I'll tell you what, Driscoll closes in out of turn 4 on the 38 entry of Rick Gibson. Driscoll goes down to the inside, slides up, slide job is complete, but here comes Gibson. He's got some dip, he's turned it back underneath him as he works down the back straightaway. Now Rick Gibson, is it his turn for a slide job into turn number 3? Well, thought he may have gone for it, but realised he wasn't going to be close enough to make the move stick. And now here comes the 81 of Wesley Gwaltney now down to the inside. Gwaltney's turn to throw the slide job. Around the outside goes Rick Gibson in car 38, so he'll hold on to position number 3. Meanwhile, challenge for the race lead. Driscoll slide job on Cox into 3 and 4, but Chris Cox has already seen it coming, and he was already back to the inside. Now Cox, he'll go to the middle of the racetrack, he'll slide up, but look at Driscoll around the outside, and that's the line I was talking about in heat race number 1. Well, might have been heat race number 2, that outside line right up in the marbles. It was just send it upstairs and let her eat right now. And Clifford Driscoll is your race leader. Here comes Cox down to the inside once again. Slides up. Parks it on the snoot of the 63 entry. 8 down, 32 to go. And now your top 3. You can throw a blanket over him. Driscoll going to slide up in front of Cox one more time. Cox trying to get a run on the exit of turn number 4. Back down to the inside. They'll drag race to the line. I have no idea who led that one. But I tell you what, it was very, very close at the start-finish line. Cox and Driscoll again trading the slide jobs galore. And now here comes Gibson. Gibson trying to throw his hat into the mix and to make it a 3-car battle for the race lead. But Driscoll has got it from Cox, and Cox fends off the challenge from Gibson. 1/4 of the race distance down. 10 down, 30 to go. And Driscoll looks very, very comfortable out in front for the moment. Chris Cox again got some company with Rick Gibson in position number 3, haunting the rear bumper and haunting the 515 car. They'll both run the right side tyres in the marble, trying to rail the cushion through turn number 1 and 2. Past the Brian Clausen Sweet Tower. There's Wesley Gwaltney in the 81 machine. In 4th position, 5th is the 51 entry of Clayton Hack. Then you go back to Donald Ingram in car 10 in position number 6. Scott Schroyer in 7th in car 57. Bit of a gap back to Warren Samoy. Then you go back to Brandon Gibbs, Brian Wax, and Tyler Hamrick now. That's 9th, 10th, and 11th position on the racetrack. Craig Bristol in 12th, and Joey Reeder. Well, he's found himself out of the event, so problems for the 011 machine. Again, they're watching the battle between 2nd and 3rd, between Cox and Gibson. Cox in the 515 entry from Des Moines, Iowa. But I say that because here comes Gibson, slide job down into turns 3. And again, it's back to the inside goes Cox, go out of turn number 4. And if these two boys keep it up right now, it will slowly bring the 81 entry of Wesley Gwaltney into what could be a 3-car battle for the minor placings. Your leader, Clifford Driscoll, picked up heat race number 1, started 4th in tonight's 40-lap main event, courtesy of the inversion. Didn't take him all that long to get to the front. Let's say probably about 8, 9, maybe 10 laps at most to get to the race lead. Now piloting away from the runner-up position of Chris Cox and Rick Gibson. But Gibson once again trying to throw the move down into 1 and 2 on Cox. But Cox is going to have nothing. He'll have none of that one. And again, just looking at the lap times, you see Wesley Gwaltney in car number 81. Not battling with anybody. He's been able to catch up to the rear bumper of the 38 of Rick Gibson. And now here comes Gwaltney down to the inside on Gibson. He'll stay low through turn number 3 and 4. Cox and Gibson stay upstairs above the slink, just below the marbles. Gibson going to try the move on Cox one more time. He backed out of it. He was not going to get clear, so he backed out and let Cox go to the outside. Now he'll lose position number 3 because here comes Gwaltney now. Gwaltney looking to slide up in front of Gibson. But Gibson trying to go around the outside and tag the back of the 81. Will go yellow. Gwaltney goes around. And who will go to the back? You would think that Gibson would go to the back for that one. But we're going to leave it in the hands of race control. This one, Wesley Gwaltney, the man that goes around. We take a look at the NLRA instant replay. So here is Gwaltney in car 81. Slides up. Trying to go to the outside was the 38. A nice little 360. Good avoidance there by Clayton Hack in the 51 machine. So the first yellow of the evening. So with Gwaltney being the car that was the car to bring out the caution, you see the 38 of Gibson also going to the tail end of the field. So that will now move Clayton Hack to position 3, Donald Ingram to position number 4, Scott Schroyer will move up to position number 5, Warren Samoy, Brandon Gibbs in 6th and 7th, Brian Wax in 8th, Tyler Hamrick 9th, Craig Bristol will round out your top 10. Gwaltney and Gibson will round out the 12 cars on the racetrack, and unfortunately Joey Reeder did not make many laps in tonight's main event. So double file restart. Leader has the option of lane choice as well. So if the leader wanted the outside line, he could choose the outside line, but obviously opting to go to the inside. Clifford Driscoll is your race leader, 22 to go, so only a couple of laps away from half race distance in the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. Pace car will move infield. Driscoll in the 63 machine leads us back out of turn number 4. 22 to go, 18 complete. Cox immediately goes to the outside. Samoy's into the wall. He jumped the cushion through turn number 1. Schroyer and Ingram. Schroyer in the 57, Ingram in the 10 machine. Here comes Samoy to the outside on the 34 entry of Brandon Gibbs. And now Samoy comes after Schroyer. 3 wide down the front straight away down into turn number 1. Number of different lines. Schroyer slides up in front of Samoy. Samoy turns it back underneath 3 wide off turn number 2. One more time if you don't mind. Gibbs gets away from the 3 wide battle momentarily, and here comes Gwaltney on the inside of the racetrack trying to get by Samoy. Samoy trying to cut and force him down a little further on the raceway. Schroyer to the outside. Samoy's right through the middle. Gwaltney on the inside. Wax in the 14. He's working upstairs as well. Gwaltney looking to get by Samoy. And again, we watch the battle just in front of them as Gibbs slides up. He'll slide up in front of the 57 entry of Scott Schroyer. Schroyer looks through the middle, sliding up, trying to slide it up to the cushion. Gwaltney now. How about Gwaltney from the back from position number 11 back up to position number 7. Make it 6 if you can get by the 57. And 1 spot for the moment outside of a top 5 finishing position. There's still plenty of laps left to run. Gwaltney now looking to get by the 34 entry of Brandon Gibbs, but Gibbs holds strong on the top side. He's so far tonight's biggest mover through the field, +6. He started 11, and he's got himself to position number 5. We keep an eye now at the battle on between, what's going on with Clayton Hack? He's got some mechanical issues. in that number 51 machine. Chris Cox now finds himself still sitting in the runner-up position, 1.6 seconds away from your race leader. We've got 16 to go as they make their way down the front straight away, past the start-finish line. Gwaltney's now moved up to position number 5. And of course you go back to Schroyer, who's back in 6th position, Samoy in 7th, and there's Rick Gibson in the 38 machine, the Animal Racing 38 entry, black, white and red. Again, after being the cause and making the contact with Gwaltney on our first and only yellow of the evening. Samoy caught the front stretch wall, the guardrail. Wax tries to get by Samoy as we work out of turn 2. Schroyer, Gibson, closest cars on the racetrack for the moment. Meanwhile, Brendan Gibbs in car 34. He's looking to close in on Donald Ingram for that final spot on the podium. There is about 3/10 of a second between those pairs. It's roughly the same sort of gap between Gibson and Schroyer, although Schroyer now gets a run out of turn number 2, pulls up alongside Rick Gibson down into turn 3. Gibson again just rolling the bottom side of the racetrack, but right above the slick goes Scott Schroyer in car 57. Gibson going upstairs. Here it is, this battle right now, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Gwaltney to the inside on Gibbs. Gwaltney, sure he'd love to put the 81 back into a podium position. And there is Clayton Hack as well, although it's showing him in 3rd position on the racetrack. Because he had those mechanical issues to where iRacing Timing didn't score him, it's put him a lap down. And I wonder whether they'll give him these lap back later on if we come to another yellow flag. But if not, as it stands, Driscoll, Cox and Ingram, that's your top 3. And Ingram's in the 10 machine. Gibbs in the 34, sitting in 7th position. Here comes Gwaltney once again. Gwaltney having to get up on the wheel, get the elbows up. And the gloves are virtually off as he tries to make a move by the 34. But I tell you what, Gibbs is good on the top side of the racetrack. We have 10 laps left to run in tonight's main event. And have a look at the 3 orange, blue and black entries. Cox, Ingram and Hack all nose to tail up on the top side of the racetrack. Cox in the 515, sitting in 2nd position. The 51 of Clayton Hack being scored as position number 12. And then you go back to the 10 of Donald Ingram. Ingram almost getting into the rear bumper of the 51 of his, I'm going to assume, teammate. Look at this, those paint cars. Gwaltney inside. Look out, Ingram. He got a run on the cushion. The car got tight. 8 to go. Oh, Hack into the wall slider attempt coming out from Gwaltney. Down to the inside one more time goes Donald Ingram. Ingram going to look to try and slide up. He'll slide just above the slick as Gwaltney just tried to rail the cushion through 3 and 4. Brendan Gibbs trying to come after Donald Ingram. That's the 34 coming after the 10. Meanwhile, Chris Cox under some heavy pressure right now because Gwaltney closing in right now on Clayton Hack. And now down to the inside he goes. Now remember, according to timing and scoring, the 51 of Clayton Hack is a lap down. So you essentially got a car that is, from what we can see, is on the lead lap, but being scored as a lap down. Chris Cox finds himself in 2nd position, Gwaltney in 3rd. Hack coming after Gwaltney down into turn number 3. Slides up and Gwaltney back around the outside. He kept the foot in the throttle and just drove around the outside of Clayton Hack in car 51. So he's now into position number 3 regardless of what happens to the results from here on out. The top 3, Driscoll, Cox and Gwaltney. And Gwaltney not done with just yet after being sent to the rear of the field. On lap number 18, he had 22 laps and he's come from 11th up to position number 3. Now challenging for the runner-up position. Slide job with 4 to go. 5.5 seconds away from your race leader, Clifford Driscoll. He's not going to get anywhere near your race leader. But the battle between Cox and Gwaltney, it is on for young and old right now. And Gwaltney's going to retake the 2nd position. And again, with only 3 circuits remaining here at Knoxville, you're looking at 1.5 miles. Make it a mile to go because Clifford Driscoll is already coming out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. He's 2 circuits away. 1 mile from putting the 3D Racing number 63 machine on the top step of the podium for the UMP Modifieds. And as he works his way down into 3 and 4 for the penultimate time, he will see Barney, the R-Racing flagman, wave the yellow flag because we are not done with just yet. And a near 6-second lead is now going to be a green-white checker. Donald Ingram in car number 10. He's the man that had the problems here. So Gibbs got by him. So Ingram, just nowhere to go. Gibbs got into the back of Hack. And the 10 entry of Ingram left nowhere to go in that one. Oh boy, yeah, you're damn right it's going to get spicy. Driscoll, he was about to see the white flag. But Barney, the R-Racing flagman, says, yeah, nope. We are going for a green-white checker. Don't forget, super late models to come in probably about 20 to 25 minutes time. We'll have a new stream up for that one. New stream for Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We'll have it all covered. And who will get the job done here tonight for the UMP Modifieds? Well, I guess we're about to find out. Lights are still flashing, so 2 to green for the moment. What a way to finish off the first of a double header with a green-white checker. Gwaltney, you would think you would only have probably 2 at a maximum 3 chances to throw something at the 63 entry of Clifford Driscoll. Let's find out. Let's wait and see. 2 laps left to run. The green-white checker, the Stars Motorsports UMP Modifieds. Again, a big thank you to, of course, Stars Motorsport, 3D Racing and Animal Racing, allowing us here at Ultimate Dirt TV to cover tonight and also next week. Green flag is back out. Clifford Driscoll got a good jump, and it's a half a second lead, and it's a half-second jump over Wesley Gwaltney. But what has Gwaltney got in the tank of that 81 machine? Chris Cox in the 3rd position. Now has Cox got an opportunity to try and rally back by the 81. We go down into 3 and 4. Penultimate time. Cox, I thought he may have jumped the cushion not once but twice. White flag is out. We will run it to the start-finish line. Through 1 and 2 we go. Driscoll. Oh no, Gwaltney. Gwaltney got some problems. He's going to fall outside the top 3. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. The Stars Motorsports UMP Modified main event win goes to Clifford Driscoll. Second at the line. I think Gibson got it. Gibson has got second over Cox. Home in 3rd. Gwaltney in 4th. Fireworks going off. Fireworks inside from the pit on the infield. And fireworks on the racetrack. Oh my, what a way to wrap up. Yes, you should. You should absolutely race supers. What a way to wrap up the UMP Modifieds. We take a look at your official results. Clifford Driscoll gets the win over Rick Gibson, home in 2nd by just 2 1/1000ths of a second. Chris Cox will come home in position number 3. 4th will go to Wesley Gwaltney. Brian Wax going to round out your top 5. Home in 6th will be Scott Troyer. Tyler Hamrick will come home in 7th. He will be tonight's hard charger. 8th will be Brandon Gibbs. Warren Samoy in 9th. Donald Ingram rounds out your top 10. Craig Bristol in 11th. 2 laps down was Clayton Hack in position number 12. And Joey Reeder only completing just the 5 laps. 13 cars for your feature event. And we'll immediately go down right into victory lane and chat to your winner, who comes away with what has essentially been the clean sweep heat race number 1 victory and a main event winner tonight for 40 laps. Clifford Driscoll. Clifford, congratulations on what is essentially the sweep here tonight. And, well, it was almost all too easy, but a late, as you were coming to get the white flag, there was an incident in turn 1 and 2, which means that 6-second gap went to a green-white checker. How were you feeling at that green-white checker? But, I mean, overall, a very, very good night for you in the 63.
Yeah, the car felt great all night, and believe me, I was the last person on the planet that wanted to see that caution there at the end. But the car was great all night. Made a couple little adjustments there before the feature, and put some fuel in it, and just kind of let it do its thing, and just tried not to make a mistake on my end. I thought we'd have a pretty good shot at it.
The track tonight looked like you could get to the top fairly quickly, and once you're able to sort of rail that top, it was always going to be hard for guys on the bottom to throw that slider. Fortunately, I mean, it only took you what 8, 9, 10 laps, but once you got out in front, your car was phenomenal in clean air.
Yeah, I really could put it pretty much anywhere. It was a joy to drive. Got to thank Dylan and the guys over at House of Speed for that one. But yeah, I was able to just kind of run the top there, and as long as I didn't drop myself over in that little valley between the guardrail and the cushion, it did its job, and I just hung on for the ride.
Hey, what was going through your mind there on that final green white checker run? Because it was Gwaltney had to drive his way back from 11th up to second, and he was only going to have probably 2, maximum 3 opportunities to throw that move. But what was going through your mind as you were coming to take the green?
I was just focused on trying to find a sticky piece of track here to launch from, and hope I could beat him into one good enough that if he did try to slide me, I'd be able to drive around the outside. And then coming down the backstretch, Spotter told me I had a pretty good gap, so I just tried to run it off into 3 hard and build that gap a little bit there coming to the end.
Well, mate, congratulations in the victory for the UMP modified portion of the night for the Stars Motorsports. No doubt, a lot of sponsors, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you, mate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. First off, thanks to Stars for putting this on and extending the invite. I appreciate it. Westside Signs, One Shot Scrap, House of Speed setups, and everybody over at 3D. I don't get much time on the sim much anymore, so got to thank Scott for letting me borrow his rig tonight, and hopefully he'll have a good shot at the super race that's coming up next.
No, buddy, well done on the win, and will we see you in the super race?
No, unfortunately, there's only one rig for 2 bodies right now, so he's got the supers.
Okay, well, I think you might have to just kick him off. Actually, you know what? We'll see how he goes, and if he doesn't win, you might have to kick him off next week, right?
You know what? I'll hold him to that. I'll give him my best shot.
Right, all right, buddy. Well done on the win. We'll hopefully see you back next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
There we go, guys. Clifford Driscoll, your winner. Home in second spot tonight by 2 1,000ths of a second is the 38 entry of Rick Gibson. Rick, congratulations on a runner-up position. And boy, I tell you what, you really had your work cut out for you. 2 1,000ths of a second to come with a second on a green-white checker. I mean, you must be over the moon right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think I started like fifth on that last restart, and just really didn't know where to go. I figured the boys were going to be burning up the boards up there, so went down low and kind of started to hook. So I was like, all right, let's keep it down here, and I was able to clip Chris off there at the end, so that was pretty cool.
Hey, how tough is it to try and run down the bottom side when there's not a whole lot of grip down there, but also you've got to contend with an inside berm, because if you get that left front up on the inside berm, it can really unsettle that race car.
Yeah, it was definitely tricky. Starting in the race, I went down there a couple of times to see how it was. I think just how tight the car was at the beginning with fuel and whatnot. But probably with like 10 to go, it started feeling a little bit better. I was just trying to find something. I was kind of married there in the back with some contact with Wesley that I didn't mean to get into him in 3 and 4. But yeah, I mean, it felt pretty good. So it just seemed to be working.
Overall, throughout the Coolstead feature event, where was this 38 car most comfortable? Where did you feel most comfortable getting around this Knoxville racetrack?
Beginning for sure up top when there was quite a bit of fluff still up there, and then once it started being right up against the boards, I really didn't know where to run. I had got into the back stretch and thought I messed the toe up in the car, so I was really just trying to search around and see where I could land the car and where it'd feel good. But around the bottom it started feeling pretty decent, and then trying different line, high 1 2, low 3 and 4, stuff like that. So I mean, it just nothing compared to what Driscoll had. That guy was lights out.
Well, search around, you search your way and find your way onto a podium, courtesy of a green white jag. But mate, congratulations on this runner-up finish here tonight in the 38 machine. No doubt a lot of sponsors, a lot of people that need to be thanked that made this possible for you in the 38 car to get around here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. First off, I want to thank Scott Dobbs and 3D Racing for coming on board with Stars Motorsports and putting this broadcast on, and for you to come out pretty much last minute and showing up and putting this on for all of us and everybody watching. So that's greatly appreciated to both of you all. And Scott Schroyer for helping set up this thing. Everybody who came out and raced tonight, I think 40 laps, probably 2 cautions, so that's pretty dang good. I hope we can repeat that here in the supers coming up.
All right, with the supers coming up, what's the expectations for you? I mean, do you like supers? I mean, what do you think, and what are your thoughts on this super race coming up shortly?
Yeah, supers definitely. Kind of like these cars, really, throttle control. I think there's a lot more maneuverability in the supers than these, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and just hoping we get a good race out of it.
All right, buddy, well done on second place, and hopefully you go one spot better in the supers.
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
There we go. Rick Gibson home in second position. Home in third place tonight, driving the 5:15 entry. He started from the pole, but comes up with a third place finish here tonight. It's Chris Cox. Chris, congratulations on a third place. 2/1000ths of a second. Boy, that's quite a bit of a close gap for that runner-up position.
Yes, sir. Heck of a race. I just didn't think tonight was going to go that way. I just showed up to have some fun, and, well, got a podium.
You probably led 8, 9 laps of that feature event at the start before Driscoll got by you there, and you just sort of settled in for second for the most part of the race. And I mean, you look pretty comfortable out there for a man that sort of just turned up and just got in the race car and just drove.
Yeah, trying to figure out kind of just how to drive them. Haven't driven for a year. The guys probably driving more. I think that's why they're probably passing me. So I was kind of chilling out, taking whatever I got, and being happy. Yeah.
Track was getting pretty rough on the top side of the racetrack in 1 and 2. How were we able to sort of navigate your car to get through that turn? Because one little mistake, which means you jump the cushion, you get up into the inside wall, and you can do what Wesley Walton did and lose a podium position.
Yeah. It was a tough one to figure out that cushion. Basically kind of had to just ride it in there straight. Hope you didn't smoke the wall, and I actually kind of hope you didn't hook the right rear on the wall and how it pulled you in, and it was a crazy one.
No, buddy, look, well done on third place finish here tonight. The UMP Modifieds, thanks to Stars Motorsports. Chris, before we let you go, of course, sponsors on this race car, people behind the scenes, mate, who makes this happen for you?
I'd like to thank all the guys over at Top Secret. I'd like to thank MJC Top Desktop Fabrications. I'd like to thank Cox Gaming, Raise Energy, Snap-on, Fox Shocks, Tightline Apparel. I think that's everybody. Whoever's on the car, I thank them, and all the guys for coming out and putting us on.
No, buddy, well done on third place, and we'll hopefully see you back in the Super shortly.
Yep, I'll be there.
All right, there we go, guys. Chris Cox home in position number 3. That, of course, will wrap up the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified portion of the evening. Don't forget, we've got the super late models to come up. The server should be launching any second, so we should be back live in roughly about 10 to 15 minutes time. Again, we'll have a new stream up live across Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all the social media pages. We hope you enjoyed the coverage for what has been a wonderful night of racing here at the Knoxville Raceway. Big thank you, of course, Stars Motorsports, 3D Racing, and Animal Racing with their support. And I believe Vicious Graphics as well is somewhere on the in the background also helping out. So big thank you to everybody that makes the wheels turn here at Stars Motorsports. But until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, my name's Brett Wheeler signing off, not saying goodbye. We'll see you back shortly for some super late models around Knoxville.